Namaste. This is Mercy Inandi. On the 7th of April 2012, her husband ironed her. After ironing her, he killed their only child, a boy of 1 year old. This is Queen Adepoju, the queen of our community. On the 30th of May 2010, our king poured acid on her. She died few days after this attack, and the king went back to London. He was deposed, he was banished. Kings don't go to jail. I was abused too by my husband. I survived. That is why I stand to speak before you today. Violence against women is one of the most widespread violations of human rights. According to World Health Organization Global Study that was released in 2013, 35% of women worldwide have experienced violence, whether sexual or physical, and from an intimate partner. 35% means 1 in 3 women. And 1 in 3 women, we have 1 billion women. The United Nations Development Program came up with their own statistics this November, on the 20th of November 2013. They revealed that 603 million women worldwide, 603 million, are living in countries where domestic violence is not a criminal offense. And that there are 34 countries in the world where marital rape is not a crime. Bangladesh has conflicting information, but Nigeria, both date rape and marital rape are excluded from our definition of rape. UNDP, UN Women, they came together. And 10th of September 2013, they released a report of a program called Partners for Prevention. In Partners for Prevention, 10,000 men were surveyed in Asia-Pacific region. Out of these 10,000, about 5,000 confessed that they have physically and sexually abused their intimate partner. Let's go to Nigeria. In Nigeria, we have both Criminal Code and Penal Code. The Criminal Code was introduced to Nigeria in 1904 by Lord Lugard, the colonial master. We are still using it. And the Penal Code was introduced in 1959 to only the northern part of Nigeria. It caters for Islamic injunction. Section 55 of the Penal Code empowers a man to beat his child, beat his servant, and his wife. This is also supported in Criminal Code Section 295 and 299. But they must beware of grievous bodily harm. Also, they recognize excessive violence for corrective purposes. You think that is bad enough? We have internalized violence. In Nigeria National Demographic Health Survey that was released in November 2009, out of the women that were surveyed, 43% of the Nigerian women said it is right for a man to beat his wife. And 52% says, if a man ever thinks that his wife is unfaithful, he should beat her. When I was a child, looking at the kind of violence we have in my community, I have a secret prayer. And my prayer was that I don't want to grow up. Every night I pray to God, God, I want to remain a girl child. I don't want to grow up, because growing up means becoming a woman. And I don't want to be a woman. Because women in my community, they are violated by their husband. And one day I shared my secret prayer with my mother. I called my mother, I said, Mommy, every night I pray that I want to remain a girl forever. Because of violence against you, against every woman in my community. My mother said, shut up. Don't you ever pray like that again. Here, women are violated because they are not educated. Go to school. If you become a graduate, no man will ever be able to beat you. I was so relieved. So there is a solution to this secret problem, and I began to study. I studied from secondary to the university. At the university, I was there for 8 years. I did my first degree and my second degree. Not only that, I married a man from the same faculty who spent the same 8 years in the university. I thought education was the solution to violence. But alas, my marriage was just less than a year when my own violence began. And my baby was 28 days old. And he beat me from 12 a.m. I know you will ask, what did you do? That is what everybody asks. And I will tell you what I did. My offense was telling my husband to help me with the baby. Carry the child while I sleep too, because babies don't sleep at night. And that was all. I didn't know that it is an offense for a man to carry his own child. At first, I was forced to keep quiet. I don't want people to know that educated couples are fighting. And I dip my scarf in my mouth. I don't want to scream. But he concentrated his fist on my jaw. After some time, I could not take it anymore. And I screamed, I am dead. And people came. They rescued me. I was taken to the hospital. But after I was discharged, I made a conscious resolution. It's either divorce or empowerment. Because there is a difference between education and empowerment. And I went for training. I studied gender, I studied women leadership and transformation. But then, initially, I felt like trash. But I know that I was not a trash. It was circumstances of life. But it gives me the opportunity to look at trash in a new perception. I embraced trash. And I began to use trash to create treasure. The more I change trash to treasure, the more I change myself too. I will show you one of my inventions. To you, this is trash. To me, it is treasure. All I need to do is to add some value to this by shredding it. And when I shred it, I stuff it into fabrics to make my cooking bag. All you need to do with this cooking bag is to bring your food to a boiling point, put it in my bag, and cover it. Tight it very closely. This bag cooks your food. A household that is using my bag will save $280 annually. And when I think about the way we are marginalized in my community, marginalization of women, the words of Professor Gupta, that Indian advocate, always come to my mind. The prof said, the minds of the margins are not marginal. No matter how marginalized women are, give them just a little opportunity, and they'll be able to turn their lives around. And this is exactly what I want to do in my community with abused women. Because after my empowerment, I was able to speak out about my abuse. I write about my abuse. This is one publication about my abuse. Generation of abuse and end in sight. This I want to replicate in my community. So that, like a matchstick that cannot ignite fire except it comes out of the matchbox, women in my community, they will be able to come out, to speak out about their abuse, and they will be able to liberate themselves. And this I want to do through my Trash to Treasure project. In the Trash to Treasure, there are 5 phases. The first one is the healing and gender session. During the healing session, these women will be able to share their stories. We will narrate our experiences. We will bring in other survivors so that they will tell us that it is possible to walk through abuse and become empowered. They will see examples of other women. And then, after that, we do the gender training. They will know that men and women are equal. There is gender equality. And they will also realize that Nigerian laws towards women are unfriendly and they are obnoxious. And we can all come together to do something about this. After this, we have our creativity session, where women will learn how to create treasure out of trash. For 3 months, they will learn this. Then we go over to entrepreneurship. In entrepreneurship, the women will learn how to package their products, how to promote their products, how to distribute their products, and how to create market linkages for their products. This will lead us to the actual turning trash to treasure. And for the first time, these women will work independently without anybody telling them what to do. Not their father, not their husband, not their brother, not their sons. They will work without anybody directing them. Then we'll have our monitoring, mentoring, and evaluation. It is a journey, and we will work with these women. We are going to do it together. We visit them, monitor their progress, so that we know that they are saving their money in banks. I see my trash to treasure as that bridge between an abused woman and her potential to become an asset in the community. So that, like me, our women will be able to speak out. They will write about their abuse. These women will even compose songs of this abuse. And our women will dance again. Yes, I mean it. They will dance. And they will dance, and dance, and dance, and dance. Namaste.